What's up, gamers? Welcome to another edition of Is It Worth It? Today we're going to be discussing the Apple Arcade and making the decision if this subscription service is right for you. Now, this service is very much like Stadia or Microsoft's Ultimate Game Pass, where you pay a monthly fee and you get access to games. However, it is geared more towards mobile users, Apple TV users within the Apple ecosystem. So what does that mean? Well, basically for $4.99 a month, you get access to this subscription service within Apple's ecosystem that allows you to download games a la carte from a selection of about 181 games at this time. You can also pair Bluetooth controllers, Wi-Fi controllers with your Apple device, so you can play like as if this was a console of some sort. Now, there are several sticking points with this type of service. One is that you need to be heavily invested into the Apple ecosystem. So you better have an iPad, an iPhone, an Apple TV, an iMac, a MacBook Pro, because you're not going to be able to play these games that you are basically paying for in this service anywhere else. The other sticking point is that these games are mostly mobile games that Apple has basically negotiated some deal for some exclusives, or they're existing games that are available on other platforms, but DLC's included and you don't have to worry about buying that or dealing with in-app purchases. Those are all taken care of for you with the subscription service. So, the games. What type of games do we have on this service, right? Everyone's very curious about that. So one of the top games that everyone's very excited about was Fantasian. Now, this is a game that was created by Mistwalker Studios, which their developers were heavily involved in the FF series and kind of splintered off to create games on their own. This is one of those games. It is exclusive to Apple Arcade. It is one of those games that is a selling point for the platform. Now, this is an amazing JRPG. A lot of love and fan service went into recreating that nostalgia from JRPGs, and you can see a lot of the influences of Final Fantasy in here. I can say that some of it may feel a little cut and paste from previous endeavors, but you know, it is a JRPG, so a lot of the standard tenets are expected to be there. It is a fantastic game. I'm loving it. I enjoy it. However, this is not called the Fantasian subscription service, right? And if that was the case, then it'd be a different story because we'd be talking only about this game. But this is a subscription service where you're paying for what equates to a library of games that should keep you entertained. Now, this is the showcase title, in my opinion. Now, again, this is only my opinion. It is a fantastic game. I do love it. But what about the other games? What else is there on the platform to keep you going? So another showcase title is this title called Hot Lava. Now, if you've ever played this game as a kid where you may pretend that your living room was surrounded by hot lava and you had to get around it and get to one of the other rooms without touching the floor or else you'd melt, well, this is the video game version of that. There's not really much more to say about the title. I mean, I can't tell you that there's, you know, some crazy deep down in-depth gameplay in here. You jump, you run, you avoid the lava pitfalls. That's about it. Now, I know I said it doesn't have a lot of depth to it, but it is a fun game. I enjoyed it. I was surprised. I did enjoy it. However, I don't know if this is a big mover for titles or for the subscription service, but as an augmented title, I guess it helps. You know, if you want to try something different, or you want something for the family, something that you don't have to worry about too much violence or craziness, I guess this is it. This is a family-friendly game. Next, we have Oceanhorn 2. This was a launch release title basically for the Apple Arcade. If you've played Breath of the Wild, you have played Oceanhorn 2. Unfortunately, Oceanhorn 2 does not stand toe-to-toe with Breath of the Wild. It's a nice copy. It looks good. I actually prefer the original Oceanhorn, which you can get on almost any platform these days. to this because this was clearly just a copy to try to fight Nintendo's best-selling franchise, and it does an okay job. I don't know. I can't tell you again that this is something worth subscribing for. I was actually quite excited about it because I really enjoyed the first Oceanhorn, but this is really, like I said, just another copy of Breath of the Wild. This kind of reminds me of the old days when mobile apps used to just copy the AAA titles and name them something else, and it looks good. Yes, it's one of the much better titles out there compared to everything else that you can play. But again, nothing that I would say would make you be like, wow, I want to pay $5 a month just so I can access this game. Another title that you can get almost anywhere on any platform is Sonic Racing. Again, this is something, if you got kids and you just want to give them a Mario Kart copy, yes, I said it, a Mario Kart copy, then this would be it. But you know what? You can download Mario Kart for free and still play it and enjoy it. I don't know if I'd want to pay $5 a month for this. You might as well just get the real Mario Kart and do some of the in-app purchases or even their subscription service if you're really into the game that much. But if you want to play something that resembles Mario Kart, then Sonic Racing is probably it. You can see here, it's nothing exciting. It's just one of those titles that's existed almost on every platform so far. I don't know what the big deal is about pushing this as one of their top Apple Arcade titles. I think they could have showcased something else, but I get it. They're trying to hit the kid demographic, so, well, you have it there. Sonic Racing is one of those, I guess, showcase titles for Apple Arcade. If you're looking for sports titles that lack any ambition, well, here's the place for it, folks. Here's NBA 2K21 Arcade. As you can see, there was not a lot of love given to the polygons here. The best thing in the game, in my opinion, is actually the way the arenas look. The game is kind of choppy, it doesn't play very well. I was kind of surprised considering this is one of their showcase titles. I'm someone who's played Madden a lot on multiple mobile platforms, and I've enjoyed it, and so I expected a lot from this. Being someone that loves NBA Jam, I thought this would be a lot closer to NBA Jam. It's okay. It's very cookie cutter, you know, your standard fare 2K title, a couple of changes here and there, especially on the mobile side, and that's it. I mean, there's not really much more to say. Again, not a big driver for paying for a subscription service, especially when you have so many other options out there to play the full console PC versions of titles like this, and you can play them on anything and anywhere, and you're not locked into that Apple ecosystem. Now, one game that I will say that was super fun and I did not expect it at all was Taiko Pop Tap. What an amazing little game this is. Now, if you've played the Taiko drum games before, you will know that they are just full of fun. Here you can play with a controller or touch. It is an amazing little title. It has so many great anime songs, even ABCs. It's crazy. It's crazy how much fun this little game is. I mean, rhythm games are generally a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this title. Just the animations, the music that they've chosen, the unlocks. There's just a lot of love put into this little mobile game. And I have to tell you, it is surprisingly one of the draws for me that I was like, hey, you know what? If there was something that was going to keep me on the service, it would probably be something like this if they continue to grow, expand, and give it exclusives, because it's just one of those things that's just fun. It's pick up and play, and you can play it with family, you can play it with friends, you can play it by yourself. It's an exciting little title, and I enjoyed it very much. one of the highlights for me was I was scrolling through it and they had the theme song for Dragon Ball Z, and that was crazy to me. And I remember playing, the game and running through this, and it's interesting. I wish I could have showed it here for you, but they do have some type of system in play where if you try to record it, it blacks out the screen, so there's some copyright protection there. So I was not able to. This is all I was able to show for the game, which was a tutorial. This does not showcase how fun or exciting this game really is. So if there is something, if you are getting this platform and paying for the subscription service, definitely download this title. It is so much fun. It's just cute and adorable, and for everyone, honestly. It really is just one of those titles for everyone. I can't stop gushing about how much fun this game is. Next, I have Star Trek Legacy, and hey, I really want to love this game. It has great artwork, great animation. It's just one of those games that looks really good, but it's that turn-based kind of card system that is just so saturated in the marketplace right now. I mean, you have Marvel versions of these type of games, you have DC versions of these type of games, you have almost anything that is a successful franchise of some sort has this type of game built out in the mobile space. And honestly, as exciting as it is to see the Star Trek version of this, I mean, I played a Star Wars version of this type of game and I loved it and I enjoyed it. I spent a lot of money on that game just to get all the different characters. Kind of done with these type of games. I mean, they're just not that exciting anymore, and I don't know what you can do to reinvigorate the appeal of these type of games, because once they became popular with one franchise, they kind of cut and pasted across all. So this is just another one of those filler games using a big name. It looks great, but underneath all that fluff, there's not much, unfortunately, and also not enough to drive a service. So the final game I want to talk about is World of Demons. Now, this is a game made by Platinum Games. It is one of those titles that I heard about, and I was actually quite excited that it was going to be on the Apple platform, because it's one of those things where I was like, okay, here's another reason to keep my subscription if I get a subscription to the Apple Arcade. It has that Okami type of water art style. It looks beautiful, it's fluid, it plays great, but there's just something missing. It is not Bayonetta. It's a nice excursion away from your day if you want to play it for 5-10 minutes. So far from what I've seen, it's not something that has pulled me in to want to play it for hours on end. But it's a nice little title. But again, what are we talking about? We're talking about, if I'm going to pay for a subscription service, is this going to be a driver for me? Now, we're here at our end game about this service, and I'm going to be very honest with you. These are the showcase titles, folks. These are the games that they're saying are the reason to sign up for the service. And then you have a whole bunch of other games that honestly have either been available for a while or are just, a copy of some other mobile game that's already seen its length of life and is exhausted. So the question is, do you continue to support a service like this? Now, I'm hoping Apple will continue to build their service out and add amazing titles like Fantasian and World of Demons, even though it's, like I said, it is a step in the right direction, but it's not 100% there. But, this is not enough. I mean, I had maybe 2 or 3 games I could say, okay, these are great, but honestly, for that, you can pay for a real service. You could get Stadia, you could get Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, you could get one of those guys and play AAA titles, your favorite titles, and enjoy those type of games and play them anywhere on any console in any ecosystem. So the question of the hour Is it worth it to get Apple Arcade? The answer, in my opinion, is no. You can get a free trial for about 3 months if you buy a new device. Use that, play Fantasian, maybe a couple other titles, and then cancel it. Hopefully they add more games. Hopefully it will get better. But unfortunately, at this point, the answer is no. So, I'm ThatGameDragon. If you're enjoying what you heard and saw, please subscribe, hit that notification button, like the video, and also drop your comments below so I can answer your questions. Let me know, do you think it's worth it? I don't know, it's up to you, you tell me, but in my opinion, I don't think so.